Hi everyone, welcome back to Paracord Planet. In today's video, we're going to be showing you 5 basic knots that I think everybody should really know if you're going to get into the craft of paracording. I will say that I don't think that these knots are going to be useful with things like rock climbing, maybe a couple of them might, or even some utility projects that you might have out there. These 5 basic knots are perfect just for everyday use, real quick, real easy if you need to knot something up. With all that in mind, let's get paracording. Our first knot that we're going to be showing you today is the overhand knot. Now this is a very, very easy knot. In fact, you probably already know how to do it, and it might be called something a little bit different in your area, your neck of the woods. In fact, a lot of these might be called something different, but we're just going to go with the standard name for this video today. So for the overhand knot, very, very easy. You want to take your 2 ends of the paracord or cord that you are using. You want to make an X with both of them, cross them over with the left being on top and the right being underneath. Now the underneath cord, you want to take that and you want to wrap it around the cord that is over top of it. So you should have something that looks like that. And of course, when you pull, we are going to get the completed overhand knot. So at this point you might be thinking to yourself, but Ross, how do I do this if I only have 1 string and not 2? Well, that's very easy as well. So let's say we just have our 1 string. What you want to do is you want to make a loop with it, take that edge, go around the back of the cord, bring it through the loop that you just made, and pull. And there we have the overhand knot with just 1 cord instead of 2. Now I know that you may have known this knot before I actually got it done, but let's show you a little bit of a variation on the overhand knot. So in this case, we are going to be doing the overhand knot, but we're going to be doing it with 2 cords. And I know that we do have a loop on our paracord here, but that really doesn't matter for what we're about to show you. So we have both of the paracords in our hands, and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to make an X with both of our cords. We're then going to take the paracord that is underneath and we're going to loop it around the top paracord. And in this instance, we're going to pull it through. And there we have a variation. This is the double overhand knot. If you ever feel that a single strand overhand knot isn't going to work for you, this one is very, very sturdy. And the thing I love about it the most, very quick to unravel. So if you wanted to put something on your book bag, you could do that variation and get it off very quickly. Our next knot that we're going to be doing is the cow hitch, and this is the standard hitch if you do want to attach your paracord and secure it around an object. For our purposes today, we are going to be using a dowel, but this is a perfect hitch if you do want to attach something to a fence post or even a gate. We do buckle videos on this channel as well, and this is pretty much the standard hitch that we do to attach paracord or rope to a buckle. So there are 2 variations to how you can do this one as well. We're going to show you the first one right now. What you want to do is you want to take your rope or paracord and you want to find the middle of it, and you do want to bend the paracord right in the middle to create this little bit of a loop. We want to take that loop and we want to put it over the object that we would like to hitch our paracord to. After finding the middle and making a little bit of a loop, we want to lay that loop over top of the object that we would like to hitch our paracord to. So we're laying the loop over our dowel. We're going to lift the dowel up a little bit. We're going to grab onto the top. We're going to take the 2 loose ends on the bottom. We're going to bring it around, and we're going to bring it through that loop that we had made with our paracord. And as you can see, once you do tighten, it just gets wrapped around itself and it is not going anywhere on that dowel. The other variation is you can take that same loop and take the static object you would like to tie your rope or paracord around, and you can go underneath it, bring that loop up and around, and then just bring the paracord on through that loop. So you can either go over the top or underneath the object with this hitch. So I know what you may be thinking to yourself again, hey Ross, what if I don't have a long enough paracord to actually make that loop in the middle, or what if I just want to use one strand to make the hitch? Well, you're in luck. We're going to show you right now. So we're going to take our single strand of paracord or rope or whatever it is that you happen to be hitching on. We're going to go underneath the object that we would like to hitch it around. And we're going to bring that paracord back in a loop to itself. Now, when you get here, you want to take that single strand and you want to go underneath itself, go back over the top of the dowel, and as you bring that cord back, you want to put it through the loop that you have created with the first pass. And then that way, when you pull, you can see that we have our cow hitch. For our next knot that we'll be showing off in this video, it is the square knot, and this is actually sort of similar to the overhand knot, just with a little bit of a variation on the end. So just like we did with the overhand knot, we want to make an X with our paracord, and in this case we have the yellow going over top of the red. So we're going to take our red paracord and we're going to loop it around the yellow. We're going to pull just a little bit. Don't want to pull too tightly on that, so that you have something that looks sort of like a W shape going through the middle of your paracord. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. So yellow went over red, so we're going to do it again. And this time we're going to loop the red around the yellow. And when we pull this time, that will bring us right into the square knot. It's almost like you're cow hitching a paracord onto another paracord. We did have two different strands of paracord, and I know what you're thinking. Again. Hey Ross, what if I only have one strand of paracord? So, let's try it. So with the same strand of red paracord, we're going to take the right side, we're going to go underneath the left side, and we're going to loop the underneath cord around the overtop cord. And again, get to our little W that we have right here. And we'll do it again. So our right side was actually on top last time, so we're going to put it on top. We're going to take the cord that's underneath, loop it around that top cord, and when we pull, bam! You can see that that forms the knot with just a single strand of paracord. And I don't even know if this is going to make it into the video or not, but I just wanted to try something weird with this and try it with 4 different strands. So we got the 2 red strands, the 2 yellow strands. So let's see what this turns into if we do it with 2. So we're going to wrap it around. We have our W with 2 cords here. We're going to go over the top. We're going to wrap it around again. And let's see. Pull it on through, and oh my gosh, it worked. Oh my gosh, it actually looks super cool. I gotta be honest, if you find yourself wanting to use this knot to finish off a bracelet or a different project, it actually looks really cool. And honest to God, that's one of the things I love about knots. Not only are they practical, but some of them just look really aesthetically pleasing. Our next knot that we're going to be doing for you is the figure 8 knot, and I will say that this knot has actually been used by mountain and rock climbers. Now, I am no expert in that field, so please do not take my advice. Go to an expert, get their advice, but I have seen some of them use this figure 8 knot. Our first step in our figure 8 knot is going to be to bite the paracord, which basically just means to bend it or make a little bit of a C on the end with your cord. Once we have our bite in our paracord, we are going to take our working strand and we're going to go underneath itself. We're going to take that same working strand, we want to loop it around the cord as well. And once we get back to the other side, keep our working end underneath everything, and we want to bring it back through our loop. And when we pull, we can see that that forms a figure 8. Now, the reason I think people love this knot here is because no matter how hard you pull on the left side or the right side, all you're going to do is make that knot in the middle tighter. Now I know what you're thinking to yourself. Hey Ross, what if I have 2 paracords that I would like to do this with instead of just 1? Well, you're in luck. We're going to show you. So here we do have our neon yellow and our FS pink, and we're going to do it the exact same way. We're going to start off by making the bite in our paracord, in both of our paracord. Once we have that there, we're going to take our working strands. We're going to go underneath the cords. We're going to wrap them around themselves. And again, we want to keep both of our working strands on the bottom and bring it back through the loop that we had created. And when you pull, you can see, again, you have a beautiful figure 8 knot. Our final knot that we're going to be showing you in the video today is called the Constrictor Knot, but as we tried to tell you with our previous cow hitch, sometimes they're called hitches. This one is a hitch, but it's called the Constrictor Knot. So we're going to take our paracord, we're going to lay it over top of our dowel, or whatever we would like to hitch our paracord to. We're going to lift up that dowel, we're going to wrap it around. We're going to take that same working strand, we're going to go back over top, this time on the right side of our paracord. We're going to loop that around, and as we bring that working strand underneath the dowel, we want to take it and put it through the loop that we had created with our first step. After you do that, you can tighten it down, and you do have the Constrictor Knot. Now I know what you're thinking to yourself, hey Ross, I want something a little bit more sturdy than just the Constrictor Knot. Well, you're in luck. We're about to show you the double Constrictor Knot. So in this case, we want to start the knot exactly like we did the first time around. We want to take the paracord, put it over top of our dowel, and then bring it underneath. We're going to take that working strand, we're going to go back over to the right of the paracord, and we do want to come back down and underneath. And instead of going through the loop this time, what we want to do is we want to take that paracord and go back around for a second time. Bring that paracord underneath. Now you can take the excess and put it underneath the two loops that we had made on the dowel. And this way, when you pull, you now have the double constrictor, and this bad boy, this is staying in place. I know what you're thinking. Again, hey Ross, you're an idiot. That's not called the Constrictor Knot. Well, you might be confusing it with the Clove Hitch, and you're in luck. We're going to show you it right now. Now, with our Clove Hitch, it is very, very similar to the Constrictor Knot that we just got done showing you, just a couple variations. So once again, we want to lay the paracord over the dowel or over what we would like to hitch it to. We're going to bring that around and to the right side of our paracord. We want to take our paracord, we want to go back up and across our original string of paracord and wrap the working end around our dowel. And here, we're going to take our working end and we're going to put it through the X that we had just created with the hitch. When you pull, should have something that looks like that. So again, very, very close to the Constrictor Knot that we just got done showing you, but this one again is called the Clove Hitch. And of course demonstrating why I do not like the terminology for knots. Very confusing for someone with my limited brain space. So just going back over all 5 of the knots that we did feature in today's video, we have our overhand knot, we have the cow hitch, we have our square knot, we have our figure 8 knot, and we do have our clover hitch / constrictor knot. So all 5 of these knots are very practical, they're very easy to make, and they're going to be very helpful in everyday situations. And just a little side note here, because I think it'll be fun, down in the comments below, let me know what you call each one of these knots. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and if it did help you decipher what's a knot and what's a hitch, a like and subscribe is always appreciated. And of course, if there's anything you want to see in a future video, please let us know in the comments below. Have yourself a great rest of the day. We'll see you on the next video. Get out there and get naughty. Nodding. Get nodding.